What's good, y'all? Welcome back. I know y'all been seeing this viral dirty spaghetti going around. It's all over the internet. Soon as you open up TikTok, soon as you open up Instagram, boom, it's right there. It looks amazing. We're gonna make it a little bit less big bag for y'all, and we're gonna still make it enjoyable. So let's get to it.
To the truth, I look better under you. I can't lose when I'm with you.
So this meal has been absolutely taken over the internet, but the one thing that doesn't seem to be stated about it is it can actually be great for meal prep or to hit your goals if you do it the right way. So y'all know how we do things over here. We're gonna make this a little bit less big bag. We're gonna make some substitutions, keep that taste all the way high, but turn them calories down a little bit. And I'm gonna show y'all step by step how we get it done. First off, we're making spaghetti, so we're gonna start with spaghetti noodles. We're gonna use Barilla brand protein pasta specifically. If you go to the grocery store, you go online, there's a bunch of different brands and variations of protein pasta. The brands are usually Carbe Diem, something like Banza. Those are usually made with chickpea and wheat noodles. I'm not the biggest fan of those. The brand that seems to be indistinguishable to actual pasta is Barilla protein pasta. So we live and die by this. The yellow box and the yellow box only. Any of my pasta recipes are always gonna incorporate this, and I ask that you do too because you're gonna actually enjoy it. So for the first step, just boil 7 ounces of protein pasta until al dente, about 7 to 8 minutes. You guys got that part. If you didn't already know, dirty pasta is just a different variation of dirty rice. So we're literally making that, but using pasta instead of rice. And the huge ingredient in dirty rice is bell peppers. So we're gonna take those. The easiest way I found to cut these is just cut the top off, cut the bottom off, cut the core out from the inside, just go around in a circle, cut it in half, and we're just gonna give a julienne, which is literally just making matchsticks. Cut them just like this into even size matchsticks. After that, turn the whole thing to the side, and we're just gonna cut it into a brunoise. A brunoise is literally just dicing it into cubes. This is the easiest way to dice bell peppers that I found without using an actual chopper. And once you have something like this, you're good to go. Do the exact same thing with the green bell pepper, then we're gonna set these aside. Now it's time to actually start cooking, so we need a large skillet. We're also gonna add in those diced bell peppers while this cooks. These are gonna saute in the beef while it cooks. Now after about 7 minutes of searing on the medium high, it should look something like this. It should be fully ground, fully brown. The diced pepper should be somewhat sauteed. The next step we're gonna do is we're gonna bring in 15 grams of self-rising or all-purpose flour. Either option is fine. We're gonna fully coat our ground beef and we're gonna mix this in. This is part of that thickening agent. In dirty rice, it's actually really thick. This is part of what's gonna help this ground beef mixture to thicken up. Think of kind of like a roux base. That's basically what this is. We're gonna add this in there. Make sure all of the ground beef is fully coated. We're also gonna mix this in. Get all of the edges, bring it inside. We really want that flour to be fully coated into all the ground beef, so make sure it's fully mixed. Once all the ground beef is coated, we're gonna make a hole inside the pan because we're gonna bring in some tomato paste next. You can also cut the fire down to a medium at this point. Go ahead and grab your tomato paste, and we're gonna put 2 tablespoons of it right into the center of the ground beef. And we're gonna let the tomato paste saute for about 2 to 3 minutes inside the hole before we start fully mixing and incorporating. The reason being is because tomato paste has a typical bitterness that you want to kind of cook out a little bit before you mix it into the rest of the ground beef. But after that 2 minutes is up, go ahead and fully incorporate it into the rest of your ground beef. Once the tomato paste and the flour is fully incorporated, you're gonna see it start to thicken up a little bit. It's gonna be really clumpy at this point and really thick. At this point, we're gonna introduce some beef broth into it, not only to thin this out, but to turn this into a roux base. So let's go ahead and introduce about half a cup of beef broth, and we're just gonna stir this in and continue to mix it up until it's thickened and also loosen. Adding in that beef broth is gonna do a couple of different things. For one, it's gonna deglaze the flavor on the bottom of the pan and add it into the rest of the dish. It's also gonna take that flour and that tomato paste inside the beef and turn it into more of a spaghetti sauce texture. It's gonna be sauce-like. The next thing we need to add is that Lipton beefy onion soup mix. It's literally a soup mix. It's gonna help turn this into a soupy consistency. It also is gonna add a ton of flavor because there's a bunch of flavor mixings in that as well. And at this point, you should see it's more of a meat sauce than just ground beef. This is really what the base is for dirty rice. If you were to add rice into this right now, it would literally be dirty rice. But because we're making dirty spaghetti, we're gonna add in our cooked spaghetti. So go ahead and drop this in there bundle by bundle. It's gonna be 95% done after this is fully incorporated, but we do have one more ingredient that we have to add to this. When you add the pasta into this, it's gonna kind of soak up all of that meat sauce texture. Take some of our leftover pasta water from the noodles that we just cooked. If you mix pasta water into the pasta, and this is the typical trick generally with most pastas, the starches in the pasta water help emulsify everything that's going on inside the pasta. It helps to give it a more creamy texture than we had before. And boom, folks, you got dirty spaghetti.